Kodak Black's ex has been arrested after a nightclub fight with his other baby mamas. He tried to get all three mothers of his children to celebrate a birthday together, and police say the reunion turned hostile quickly, with the women unhappy to see each other. I mean, I would say he would know, but this is Kodak Black we're talking about, where I'm not going to overestimate the intelligence level there. I'm not surprised because I remember one of his baby mamas was on a show about rap girls, or one of them, 6Fs get together and argue shows. And she seemed to be at odds with the other women, but he had been dating her since high school. So again, we're not dealing with an emotionally intelligent person, someone more predatory. So I'm not surprised at this outcome. The women were probably tricked into going. That's why they wasn't happy to see each other. You wanted a birthday brawl. And speaking of brawl, you're going to have to fight that $10.6 million lawsuit over the Super Bowl party shooting where you claim you're the real victim. Somebody got shot, but you claim you're the real victim. See, this is why I didn't overestimate that intelligence. This is why I said, you know what? I'm going to think low. In more shooting news, and in a story that seems to be unfolding and unfurling, sadly this weekend, Georgia rapper T. Hood was fatally shot at his home. But the rumor has it that he was dating Kirk's daughter. He put his hands on Kirk's daughter, so she called her brothers Kirk's sons. Both of them showed up to, I guess, address the man, and other people were there. The light-skinned brother supposedly got his ass whipped. Not whooped, whipped. And he was so embarrassed that he came back with a weapon. Now, you see, this is a real whipping pistol. Everybody's been wanting to say, but the threat. There's a big difference between saying I'm going to do it and actually going and doing it. Well, this is rumor now. This is all alleged. So then apparently Kirk and Rasheeda go pick him up from the crime scene. And so they're supposed to be aiding and abetting while he's in hiding. None of this is confirmed. The only confirmed thing is the man was murdered. We do know that. I'm sure Kate Michelle ain't wish no ill on them kids, so I can't even say this is Rasheeda got bags karma. Want to wish the best for everybody. Don't nobody want to deal with a murder child. Ooh, that's all kind of lawyer money. That's going to really put a damper on Kirk's child support if he got to pay for his son's defense. But no arrests have been made yet. Now, I want to talk about taste and style. Because now Toni Braxton, everybody was on her exposed ass when she showed up to that graduation looking like she was about to perform. And I will say there's a difference between performance outfits and graduation outfits, but it was a college graduation. Them kids had seen an ass cheek before. It's Toni Braxton's ass cheek. So also it ain't like you don't see her in them outfits all the time, but I know time and place. Well, here's something that we can all agree on. Her diamond, her giant cushion-cut diamond. Now, is this the one that went missing on Delta Airlines? Is this what he bought with the insurance money? Because I remember when that ring went missing, we never heard nothing. But, oh my God, look at that clarity. You can see down to the finger. Congratulations. I would get married for that piece of jewelry alone. I don't know if I could put up with Birdman, but for that, I'd give it a try. She should do a version of Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend. I'll be sure book deal canceled. Are you kidding me? Well, I guess because Diddy's gonna be out, publishing is like, no, I don't even want to fight with him. He gonna be so happy because he on his back foot. He blows shit up. I wouldn't want those problems, even for a few dollars. I ain't about to be out here irritated. And the upcoming memoir was called Do You Believe Me Now? I would say you should do, honestly, maybe you should do a podcast. Because I'm like, are the book sales going to book sale like you need them to book sale? Because what you're talking about is living and breathing right now. A book is for static history, for shit that, all the stuff has come out. There's new information literally coming out of the woodwork. I do a podcast, baby. Do a podcast. I want to hear what you got to say. I believe you. I'll say that some things I'll take with a salt of grain. But I believe, I'm like, people popping up dead in their 40s. I'm definitely reading with an open mind. But child, do a podcast. Just don't fuck up your money like Sharon Sharp. Halle Berry's first husband, baseball player, whoever, David Justice, is out here looking like somebody uncle talking about a marriage that happened 30 years ago. You could have kept it so classy, but instead you tried to make Halle Berry look thirsty, which made you look like a fool, because why weren't you trying to marry her? The fact that she asked means she was beating you to the punch being the man in the relationship, and she didn't cook. One, not everybody knows how to cook. Cooking is an acquired skill, and when she had children, she would learn how to cook. Also, she's in a financial position. Cooking ain't really what she need to be doing. She's on set. She's a talented star, a multi-million-dollar business. I can understand her not having time to scramble her eggs. You both had 2 nickels to rub together. Why is a chef so hard to get? Because you want to control a woman. Not love, but control. Also, maybe you didn't bring that side out of her. Did you think of that? Where was your divine masculinity to bring out her divine femininity? Because I'll tell you, you fuck somebody right, they gonna want to cook for you. They gonna want to learn. Even men grill. When the pussy's good, men grill. Good fathers grill. And they grill deliciously. Please. And seeing what you look like now, I see why she didn't want children with you. And thank God somebody has some damn sense news. Maluma gives mom a mid-show timeout. He said, why do you have a 1-year-old here at my concert without hearing protection? And I love that he brought that up. Like, kids don't have growing ears. They don't need to be in those super loud environments. We don't need to be in those super loud environments without hearing protection. I'm glad Apple has that thing that tells you to turn your headphones down, because I'm like, I'm going to turn it down because I want to have my ears later. Rapper B.O.B. says flat earth beliefs led to venue bans. I want more of this. I think it is time to start being cruel. Not just mean, downright cruel to the unintelligent. Not to the unintelligent, to those refusing to educate themselves. You can no longer walk around dumb and successful. You can be dumb, but we ain't buying ticket to first. We won't even let you in the venue. Amen, 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 amen. Stop the insanity. Somebody stop the insanity. Oh, that is beautiful. Let's do it for Chris Brown. Let's stop renting him venues. Oh my God, that's beautiful. We're going to deplatform you. Now, every time when people say something, get out with their chests. That's like saying gravity isn't real. Notice how nobody tries to say gravity isn't real. Although there was that bitch that died that said you could eat sunlight. And she took that lie to the grave. He said he had no idea that it would be so controversial. Trying to spread misinformation should be controversial. The world is round. The world is round. It's a fact, and it ain't changing. And while we're at it, get Sherry Shepherd. Jeffrey Shepherd the fuck out of here. Because she said, I don't know if the world is flat. I know about feeding my child. If you don't know what planet you on, baby, that baby ain't gonna make it. I'll tell you right now, you got bigger fish to fry if you don't know what planet you on. They say that Karen Huger can get out of jail with good behavior any day now. And that supposedly Housewives filming is going to try to catch her at the end of her sentence to try to include her in the season. I don't know if it's a good idea for Karen to come back. She hasn't taken her alcohol problem seriously. Like, we all want to jump to this redemption story. And it's like, okay, let the heifer get out of jail, but I don't want to see an old drunk. That's just sad. And she hasn't dealt with this issue, and I don't think her dealing with it on camera is healthy. This is a moment for Bravo to say, hey, you've got a problem. We're not going to air that here. We're not going to air that here. Once you've dealt with it, give it 2 years. 2 years sober, then you can come back sober. So I don't want her dibbling and dabbling in alcohol. I don't want to see the heifer drink for 2 years. Now, she is getting on in years, but I don't want her pickling herself. I don't want her crashing into shit. Like, a woman's life is at stake here. It's not necessary for her to come back to the show. It's not necessary. And we don't need to see it. Give that heifer at least 2 years. 2. Let there be some real atonement, some real reflection, a real moment. If she jumps from jail to the camera, I just feel like it's not going to drive the point home. I'm sure sitting in prison has driven it home, but you've been now removed from alcohol, and then we're going to throw you into the alcoholic's den with evil Giselle always needling at you. Now that heifer drive me to drink. But I wish you luck, Karen. Whatever you decide to do, whatever Bravo decides to do. I'm a watch because it's my job, but I don't think it's a good idea. And if it goes wrong, I was the one that said I told you so. You heard it here first. So apparently we're missing out on the real drama of Miami. Because on Anna Quinones' reality court with co-host Ace Fanning, Jennifer Fessler discussed the infamous cruise that she was on with Gertie and Julia, who ditched her on the cruise. Well, apparently Marisol said something to Julia at some dinner. Julia threw a chair and a drink at Marisol, and it was cut. It was cut. The chair incident was in Anna's defense, who was filming as a guest star at the time. It was cut out. Why cut that out? And also, why is Julia's violent behavior being hidden and tolerated? Is it because she's white? Because Porsha would have had to sit out a season if she threw it. Yeah, she's had to sit out every season for being violent. Except when she whooped Jamie's ass because Jamie wasn't on the show. But why is this violent person, this unhinged, unpredictable person, allowed to keep filming? But yet Gertie's too much? Gertie's too much. The heifer is throwing chairs, but Gertie's too much. Okay. Kelly Kilgore Bensimon is still talking about Housewives of New York Scary Island because there is nothing more to her life than that. I am so grateful that nothing like that is a defining moment that everybody just keeps bringing the hell up. Jesus Christ. I mean, was she crazy and unhinged? Yes. But it was also damn near 20 years ago. I mean, the way her face has aged since then, she's unrecognizable. I thought this was Caitlyn Jenner. Let's talk about how you look like Caitlyn Jenner. I don't want to talk about Scary Island no more. You look scarily like Caitlyn Jenner. Tamra Judge, a pink toe that always has to be counted. So after Sheena Shea came out with her roster of celebrities that she had hooked up with, Tamra said, well, hold on. My rat face has been attracted to by men as well. Gary Busey and George Lopez hit on me. So a Latino man that fetishizes white women and a man that has openly talked about his brain disability. Some people don't know what a brag is, and some people don't know what you take to the grave. But this is what I would call to the grave. All that did was embarrass you, baby. George Lopez and Gary Busey. Oh, yeah. You really had them hot to trot. You just exude feminine wile. And speaking of feminine wile, well, some feminine that may not have been worth the while. Porsha Williams' mega mansion now faces lien from Simon's lawyers to the tune of $205,884.25. Now, I don't want to say that I'm right, even though I have been a lot the past few days. But I was right. I said, you ain't getting shit, baby, you ain't getting shit. I believe it has dawned on me who called for Simon's deportation. Simon himself. He simply said, you know what? I've lost. They're going to enforce the prenup. I'll just take it on back to the motherland where they have no jurisdiction, no reach, no pull. Because he ain't giving you nothing. That settlement is what we call in the legal business a worthless judgment. You can get awarded by a judge $1 million. If they ain't got it, you could try to get them on a payment plan, but if they ain't got it, there ain't that much to give. You can't get blood from a turnip. And honey, he's turned turnip. You can hack it, you can whisk it, you can slice it all you want. You ain't getting shit. You ain't getting shit but a headache. And I'm sure there may be a few other financial loose ends that Simon's like, yeah, we was married, so you gonna have that marital debt hit different. That marital debt hit different because them lawyers are not calling Africa, are they? They didn't call Kenya. You better call Nairobi. Call him and tell him, come on, you owe me my shit. You better call Nairobi. Call him. But they turned off that phone. I mean, he's going to laugh at her publicly. And I feel like it's what you deserve. You did not love this man. You came into another woman's house in another woman's pool, showed your cervix for less than a quarter. And I'll tell you this, when that debt, however he was getting his money, because clearly that money ain't legit, I think more chickens may come home to roost. And like with Tom Girardi, this could cause Porsha a headache for years to come because them bankruptcy attorneys, they don't care. If you were married, they're coming after your housewives check. Now check that. She really is simple. She really is simple. She really thought at 43, I have diamonds between my thighs. And baby, you don't. Nobody does. At 23, a man that age will purchase your youth. At this age, he was renting a patsy. You had to go on and get divorced from him because you knew that debt was going to come real and deep. You was running for Erica Jane. And you still might catch it. $205,884.25. And let's not forget there was that private jet company that wanted about $400,000, and y'all were married at the time, and we saw you on the jet, so you might want to pay for that Jet 2 holiday as well, because nothing beats it. Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday, except for Simon, because now he's taking a Jet 2 holiday with your divorce settlement. Darling, hold my hand. Well, those were today's top stories from this bottom, so I'll see you soon for something. So tell a kin, tell a friend, tell that heifer you hate, because she needs to know.